величаво, радості багато, бо прийшов до нас Великдень, наймиліше свято, бо прийшов до нас Великдень, наймиліше свято. На Майдані біля храму кошики з пасками, у них свічі пламеніють ясними вогнями, у них свічі пламеніють ясними вогнями. Дзвонять дзвони урочисто, отці добро святять. Христос воскрес, тож радімо великоднім святам. Христос воскрес, тож радімо цим великим святам.
Good evening, everybody. If we could have your attention, we're going to get started. It's a new hall, and we like to start things on time. Okay? Good. A bit closer. Get it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Hamniski. Please allow me to introduce my co-host, Eugene Roman. Together, we have the pleasure of being your MCs for this evening's program.
Дорогий отче парох, представники громади, достойні гості, наша молодь. Я маю великий привілей вітати вас сьогоднішнім радісним вечором. We have with us tonight special guests from Ukraine, Ottawa, the great United States of America. That's where a lot of NHL hockey is being played. And the great town of Oakville. Mississauga, too, for those that know where to find Oakville. Greetings to the many representatives of the Ukrainian community from across Ontario, and of course, a most heartfelt welcome to all of you, our guests tonight, who've honored us in a sold-out format tonight in joining us for our celebration of a renewed beginning for the St. Joseph's Parish here in Oakville in our new home. I can't but stand in awe. I think if we all look up, we see the awe and the two missing chandeliers, by the way. They ran out. Stand in awe of the hall and the entire project. In Ukrainian, it's a wonderful word that comes to mind, krasa.
A small parish in South Oakville, which began on January 6, 1956, has grown into what will be a religious and heritage center for the Ukrainian Catholics of this region and across southern Ontario. The dream of many has finally become a reality. We'd like to now ask Father Loza and Pani Oksana Loza, our founding benefactors, Fred and Irene Schlapak, and Markian Radomskiy, head of our parish council, to join us at the center of the dance floor. The Ukrainian Dance Ensemble, under the directorship of Valerie Moshan, will open our festivities with the traditional welcome of bread and salt. Proszę.
Every great endeavor needs a leader. Humble, resourceful, not too tall, youthful in appearance and attitude is key. A great sense of humor, knows how to use a portable microphone, and most importantly, a truly unique way of touching so many people's souls would best describe our beloved Father Michael Liza. I'm not far from the church, so I stretched the part about the microphone, but forgive me for that. Father Michael, please honor us with your opening remarks and tonight's invocation.
В ім'я Отця і Сина і Святого Духа. Амінь. Цей день, що його створив Господь, возрадуємся і возвеселімся в нім. Христос воскрес із мертвих, смертю смерть подолав, і тим, що в гробах життя. Lord God, as we gather to celebrate this historic milestone, we take this moment to recognize your presence in our lives. Every good thing we believe comes from you. And so today, as we celebrate the opening of our new church and heritage center, we thank you for the gift of faith. We thank you for our predecessors who founded this community. And we thank you for the inspiration to undertake such a monumental task. Lord, may our work, our prayer, and our community life as a parish bring glory to you. І нам дарував життя вічне, поклоняємося його тридневному воскресенню. Христос воскрес! Please be seated. Tonight's celebration is part of a twofold event. Tonight we welcome parishioners, friends of the parish, local politicians, and special guests. Next Saturday, His Excellency Bishop Stephen, together with eparchial clergy, parishioners, and guests, will gather to consecrate and bless our new church and altar. In the fall of 2007, St. Joseph's was a good place to be. The community spirit was positive. A strong team of volunteers came together to coordinate various events and activities. New families, mostly with younger children, were joining our parish. I distinctly remember one Sunday standing before our prized icon of St. Joseph. I told him we were most grateful for his spiritual patronage, for the sense of new life which had infused our community. But I also explained that our chapel, with 130 chairs and parking for 24 vehicles, was becoming a problem. Over the previous years, we investigated other alternatives, made offers on other properties with little success. About a month later, another priest was kind enough to simply inform me that one of his parish couples was moving to Oakville. Fred and Irene Schlepak were a literal godsend. They offered their help, their tremendous experience, strong leadership, and financial support. Since their arrival, we have not had much opportunity to rest. Actually, tonight may be the first time in a while as we gather to celebrate, but just for today, because on Monday morning we are back to work installing the large church doors. Сьогодні нам треба висловити особливо слово подяки багатьом людям, які допровадили до цього святочного дня. В першу чергу, ця невеличка група перших парафіян, піонерів церкви Святого Йосифа, які в 50-х роках бралися за справу організувати громаду і церкву. Вони не могли знати, що буде в майбутньому, але вони були послушні Божому голосові, взяли на себе ризика, яка вимагала особистої посвяти і жертви. І навіть в роках, які були нелегкі, довіряли, що все буде добре. Один мій товариш священник сказав мені так: тому 10 років більшість священників нашої єпархії або не були ніколи в нашій церковці, або не знали за нас. А якби треба було ще додаткового священника сьогодні, вже стоїть черга. Сьогодні вечором є також присутні ті парафіяни, які були членами парафії в 60-х роках, коли церкву побудували на Мейпл Гроув, і в 70-х. Між нами є такі, які родили і виховалися тут, і лишилися, і далі виховують свої родини на цьому місці. Ми дякуємо усім тим, які спричинилися до розбудови нашої парафії. Дякуємо вам за вашу працю і витривалість, і за це, що ви заложили фундамент для сучасної церкви. Список тих піонерів буде вивішений в каплиці біля вівтаря. So as we thank those who have gone before us, we recognize and appreciate their contributions. Over the past 4 years, numerous people have supported our efforts. Some gave their time, and some continue to volunteer day after day to make sure that our facility is up and running properly. Some have shared their professional experience and talent, which has allowed us to meet the challenges to keep moving forward. Some have taken seriously the invitation to provide financial support. We recognize that for many, a decision to make a major gift meant one less significant purchase for themselves or a holiday. We are most grateful for your appreciation of personal sacrifice. And certainly if there is anyone here today who wishes to join our growing list of donors, please do not hesitate to contact us. Finally, having considered the contribution of our past and current generations, we add one final word of gratitude to our youth and children, who are also represented here today. We want you to know that we appreciate your role in our community. According to our most recent annual report, our largest demographic category consists of those under the age of 20. As we read in Scripture, one sows, another reaps. May you enjoy this parish center for many years to come. May you always feel this is your parish home, no matter where you live. May you continue to engage those who come after you to participate and enjoy the richness of our religious tradition and colorful Ukrainian heritage. В імені нашої парафіяльної родини ми щиро вітаємо вас, достойних гостей, дорогих парафіян, особливо тих, які приїхали здалека. Знайте, що наші двері будуть для вас все відкриті. Ми очікуємо вас іще колись погостити. Хай Божа ласка сходить на ваш дім, Пречиста Мати хай накриває вашу родину своїм омофором, хай Йосиф святий, наш небесний покровитель, заступається за нас усіх. Дай нам усім працювати і жити на Божу славу. Христос Воскрес!
Я можу дуже довго говорити 4 діалектами української мови. Як ще маєте? So let's get moving. The St. Joseph's Parish is grateful to the numerous individuals and organizations who have contributed to making the dream a reality. A special thanks goes out tonight to our Bishop, Most Reverend Stefan Chmelyar, for his support. To Mykola Vasilko. Where is Mykola Vasilko? Please stand up. Hand up, hands up, Mykola, hands right up. From Vasilko Architect for creating this the blueprint for this facility and beyond, to the distinguished Fred Schlapak. Fred, where are you? Hands up in the air. Stand up, Fred. He's chair of the building committee, and a special thanks to the entire committee for all their hard work. Pretty good pouring of concrete, folks. And you know, Fred comes to us as a retiree from Motorola. Fred's done really well in the construction side of things. I did notice, though, Fred, that this side of the hall, if you're looking at my hand, Fred, you know, right over here, that side of the hall, it looks a little bit like a Motorola cell phone, if you really think about it. Thanks to Frank Santoro. Where are you, Frank? From Santoro Construction. Please stand up. There you go. And the wonderful team from Santoro. I have to say, anyone who could figure out how to lift the huge center dome of our church while waiting for a wind-free day on the top of a hill in Oakville deserves our thanks, I'll tell you that. A special thanks to His Worship, Mayor Rob Burton from the city of Oakville. Where are you, Mayor? Over here, thank you. For his support and advice. And last but not least, to the Ukrainian Credit Union and the Slovenian Credit Union. Where's Taras from the Ukrainian Credit Union? Please stand up, Taras. For the construction financing of this major community endeavor. As we like to say, Taras, the check's in the mail. And I think they were very excited to see that the dome went on without falling over, you know, because the construction financing would have been much higher. We have a list of guests with us tonight. In the interest of time, I am going to ask you to quickly acknowledge and stand. We have Mr. Don Onishuk, who's the Vice Chancellor of the Ukrainian Catholic Eparchy of Toronto and Eastern Canada. Where are you, Don? Please stand up. We have special guests tonight, the philanthropist family, and represented by Jim and Louise Temerte. Where are you, Jim and Louise? We have with us, all the way from Lviv, Ukraine, Mr. Maranovich. Where are you? The Vice Rector of the Ukrainian Catholic University. And we've introduced the mayor and his wife. Please just stand up and take a bow. Mayor of Oakville, thank you. The Honorable Terrence Young, Member of Parliament, and his wife Gloria Vanaya Nasha. So in case you're wondering, please. Councillor Jeff Knoll. Where are you, Councillor? Not here. He didn't make it. Oh, okay, fine. Alex Kuzma from Connecticut came all the way from Connecticut. He is the North American representative of the Ukrainian Catholic Education Fund. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Melnick, who are community activists. Where are you? Mr. Melnick and his wife. You're somewhere here. I saw you. Okay, thank you. We have with us the newly elected president of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress Toronto branch, Pani Oksana Reva, and accompanied by Dr. Yuri Reva. Please take a bow. And we're going to do a double bow here because Mr. Paulo Grod had to step out to the airport to greet the Ukrainian patriarch who's arrived tonight, and his wife is here to represent him, Proszę State. And Paulo is the president of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress National. He'll be back for the Zabava. So we'd like to acknowledge all the letters of greetings received. Some of them are in your programs tonight. A special thanks to the Ukrainian Catholic Women's League Toronto Eparchy, represented by Miss Marian Barshchik and Stephanie Nizhnik. Where are you, please? Please stand up. Thank you. It's okay to stand up, ladies. We won't hurt you. We also extend a warm thank you to Kathy and Paul Sandusky. Where are you, please? Please stand up. They were very helpful in the purchase of the 4 acres of land upon which we today stand. I'd also ask Fred and Irene to kind of step in the middle of the floor because Fred's a little shy and he doesn't like to stand up too much. So Fred and Irene, if you just come out in the middle a little bit so we can see you. If you're here on a Sunday, you will see Fred. And for those of you that don't know Fred very well, it may look like he's praying, but he's actually counting, okay? And then Irene looks over to Fred and says, Tamolicia, right? I got to meet Fred and Irene when I first joined the parish. They were the prime movers. Fred came to me, and I kind of knew him professionally from a long time ago, a little bit, I guess. Yashabutki Mulodei. And he said, you know, we've got to build a church for all these people, not for the people, but for the kids who are crowded around, surrounding Otech. He's going to trip on some of these kids one day. And, you know, and then he invited a number of us to his house, right? It was a very good Gewürztraminer wine served that night. No commercial there. And then he said, well, folks, how long have you been planning this church? And they said 10 years. And all these kids that I see in church will be married and off somewhere else. Why don't we get this thing rolling? So I think we all should stand and thank Fred and Irene for making the effort and being the difference here. Thank you very much. Тепер ми приступаємо до коротких промов. Hopefully you're enjoying your coffee and dessert. Я маю честь і шану попросити до привіту пана Онищука. It's my honor to invite Mr. Don Onishchuk, the Vice Chancellor of the Ukrainian Catholic Eparchy of Toronto and Eastern Canada, for his greetings. Don, the floor is yours.
Christos Voskres. God has risen. He is truly risen. This is such a wonderful occasion for my wife and I to be here on behalf of the Ukrainian Catholic Eparchy and to bring the blessings and best wishes from our bishop, Bishop Shmalar, who, as you heard earlier, is tied up today with our patriarch this evening and over the weekend. But you will see him next Saturday at the blessing and dedication of the church. You know, in a day and age where I seem every day when I go into the office that I'm closing churches, having to sell church properties because we can't afford to maintain some of our churches because of the dwindling numbers, it's so enlightening and wonderful to come and see the thriving growth that is being experienced here in the Oakville area. This is what I call the results of the perfect storm. You've all seen that movie where certain conditions all happened and what was supposed to be a small thing became a major thing. It's the same thing here. For years, Father Michael and I, we talked about looking at different properties to purchase because we knew the parish was growing and where you were on Maple Grove wasn't sufficient enough, looking for other properties. All of a sudden, certain things happened. One of them that the government of Ontario and Oakville and the Ontario Municipal Board said that within the next 10 minutes, within the next 10 years, the growth factor of the Oakville, Milton areas would increase by 50,000 people. And plans are now in the process of large subdivisions that will be built, lots, homes, people moving into the area. And it sounds contagious. That was factor number one. But the major factor was the community at St. Joseph's. When Mr. and Mrs. Fred and Irene Schlapak came into the parish, and I know Fred and I had many discussions on this, he said, we got to do something and do it now. He took the bull by the horns. He convinced the powers to be that it was a good thing to build. And look at what we have today. It's magnificent. It also reminds me of, with Father Michael, the wonderful pastor that he is, the warmth, spiritual dedication that he has to this community. The time was ripe. The people were here. The motivation existed. It all came together at one time, and today we are experiencing the benefits of the hard work and the dedication that so many people in this community have put together and have created. It can't stop here, you know that. This is the beginning. If you think the times were hard and rough over the past 2 years, chakaita. They're going to get worse. But you know something? We have a belief in the upper key, and I hear this so often from our bishop, that if it's God-driven, it will happen. And this is and has been God-driven. May God bless all that have been involved in this. And Fred and Father, at any time you require any help, advice, ask. Money, we ask our friend Taras over in the corner here. Now, and there's the other thing too that I want to mention, that part of this perfect storm was the financing. This doesn't happen overnight. The dedication that Taras and the belief that Taras and the directors that the Ukrainian Credit Union had in the plans and the performance that were presented not only to them but to us on a time-to-time basis was such that they became very instrumental in the development of this project. Again, I bring you our bishop's blessings and his prayers. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Onishchuk. We're going to try and increase the volume a little bit for those in the back. Higher, louder. Okay, well, we'll do our best. Я маю надзвичайну честь попросити нашого гостя з України до привіту. It's my great honor to introduce to you tonight Mr. Miroslav Maranovich. A few words about Mr. Maranovich. Mr. Maranovich is the founder of Amnesty International in Ukraine, a founding member of the Ukrainian Helsinki group, for which he was arrested and incarcerated for anti-Soviet agitation and propaganda for quite a few years. He's a recognized world leader for civil rights and currently serves as the vice rector of the Ukrainian Catholic University in Lviv. Mr. Maranovich is a fellow from Columbia University, the World Council of Churches, and the Catholic University of Nijmegen, the Netherlands. He's traveled with us tonight specifically for this event. He's a close friend of Otech Loza, who is one of the patrons of the university here in Canada. And he's here to share his thoughts with us. Pane Maranovich, prosimo, proslovo.
Dear Father Mikhailo, honored guest. First of all, let me thank all of you for this opportunity to be part of your festival of the Ukrainian culture here in Canada, of Ukrainian spirituality. And for this occasion, for this opportunity, to say a few words on behalf of the Ukrainian Catholic University and its rector, Father Boris Gudzyan. This is a miracle. This was the first phrase I heard today entering this building. And let me use this word, miracle, as a key for my short speech today. This is a miracle because, as far as I know, in our times, churches are being closed, not built. Here we have this miracle, the new church is built. I wish that this community, this parish community, to fill up this building with the spirit of prayer, with young voices, with joy and kindness. God bless this community and this church. Another miracle is, for me at least, my presence here. I was told at the beginning of the 80s by KGB officer that I would never come back to Ukraine from Siberia. He was wrong. Because I came back to Ukraine and I visited many countries during my life. This is every time, this is a miracle for me. So thank you for this opportunity. And the third miracle I would like to mention today is my work at the Ukrainian Catholic University. This university is very small, but very important, extremely important for Ukraine nowadays, because this is a place for the transformation of Ukraine. This is a place where people are trained to make difference in our country. So thank you for your support. For the Ukrainian Catholic Education Foundation here in Canada, for Ukrainian Catholic University directly. Please come visit our university in a different functions. I invite you to give some professional lectures at our institutions. I invite you to be volunteers at our English summer schools. Please come and help us. I promise that we will do our best in transforming Ukraine. And now my main function today, I would like to say very important words of greetings to Father Mikhailo from our university community, to visualize our gratitude for his support, for his being the founder of the Ukrainian Catholic Education Foundation in Canada, for visiting our summer schools as volunteer, for opening doors of his house for many visitors from Ukraine and from our university, for organizing a tour of our choir in Canada. So for all this help, I would like to thank Father Mikhailo, and I would like to visualize this gratitude by giving the honorary certificate, oh, I'm sorry, from certificate from the Ukrainian Catholic University. Thank you. Really, with few very simple words. Thank you, Father, for your help. God bless. Thank you, all of you, once again.
Дякую, пане Marinovich. We're honored to have you here with us this evening. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Terence Young, MP for Oakville. In this capacity, Mr. Young strives to transform the town of Oakville into a greener environment for all of us. He's a friend of the Ukrainian community and is accompanied tonight by his wife Gloria, who herself happens to be Ukrainian. Please welcome Mr. Young as he brings greetings from our Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Stephen Harper.
Wonderful donors, fabulous volunteers. It's such a pleasure to be here tonight. I remember the first time I visited St. Joseph's Parish as Member of Parliament, this little church with a parking lot for 24 cars. I think it was Fair Day, a fundraising day. And I made so many friends that day, and I felt like I was at home. And I feel like I'm at home tonight. And it's so nice to be here at the beginning of something, this beautiful facility, which will be here in perpetuity. It's a real honor. I would like, Father Lazar, if you wouldn't mind coming forward, I'd like to present you with a letter from the Right Honourable Stephen Harper, Prime Minister of Canada, which I'll read at the same time. Thank you. I am pleased to extend my warmest greetings to everyone attending the grand opening of the new St. Joseph's Ukrainian Catholic Church and Heritage Centre. Faith plays an important role in Canadian life, and your new facility on Trafalgar Road at River Oaks Boulevard will no doubt serve as a spiritual and social focal point for many area families, as well as a treasured symbol of your strong roots in the community. I would like to offer you my congratulations and best wishes as you celebrate this important milestone for your parish. Special thanks are due to all those who have worked so hard to help make this relocation project a reality. Please accept my best wishes for peace and happiness now and in the future. Right Honourable Stephen Harper. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Finally, I'd like to ask His Worship, Mayor Rob Burton from the town of Oakville, for his greetings tonight. His Worship Mayor is a leader who is working with Council and the entire town to make Oakville the most livable town in Canada. Your Worship.
With a community like yours, that's an easy job, so thank you very much. Honored and distinguished fellow guests, visionary leaders are very rare in the world, except perhaps in this room. I've been astonished by the number that I've heard from and met tonight. And the one thing that visionary leaders do have is the rare gift to make good happen. And we've seen that in Fred and Irene Schlepak. And I recognized such a leader in Father Loza when I met him about 6 years ago when I became mayor. I resolved that I would be as much help as a mayor can be to achieve the vision that he shared with me that day about this building. And that was before he did me the wonderful, kind favor of reconnecting me with the man who actually brought me to Canada in the first place, another visionary leader at the CBC, Roman Melnyk. So, thank you, yes, a great Canadian. Father Loza has led you well, and I hope that you'll join me in thanking him for all that he has done and will continue to do for our community. And I'd like to ask you to do it the way Pinball Clemens taught me to ask people to do it. Try not to be the first one to stop applauding. Thank you very much, and congratulations on your success.
The silent auction will close at 10:30. The silent auction is that way. I'd ask that you please bid early and bid high. It's for a good cause. If you haven't had too much to drink, have something to drink and then you can go bid. That's how it works. A long time from now, folks, people old and young will walk in these halls and wonder who made such a wonderful project possible. Please look around, ladies and gentlemen. Look around. We are those people who dreamt a dream and made it a reality. Dr. Radomskiy, many thanks to you for co-hosting tonight. I leave the last word to you.
Thank you, Eugene. A special thank you to each and every person who's worked so hard and diligently to make the St. Joseph dream a reality. In particular, we extend our heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the donors in the community and to the Friends of St. Joseph's. Our work has just begun in so many ways, and we continue to build our community for the future. These halls will be filled with joy and laughter. Our new church will be blessed on Saturday, April 28th, 2012, next Saturday at 3 p.m. Please come out and help us celebrate this truly historic event. The evening has just begun, music and dancing to the sounds of Solovey. We sincerely hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Щастя привіт.